have a look at a post shared out by Senior Counsel Ahmednassir through his X account. The post is going to inform the basis of our analysis right now. Ahmednassir Senior Counsel, His Excellency Ruto must learn from the mistakes of His Excellency Uhuru. Just like His Excellency Uhuru made many costly mistakes and was extremely clumsy in addressing the open rebellion of his deputy, William Ruto, His Excellency William Ruto must not make the same mistakes all over again. Yes, the deputy president can't be fired by the president under 2010 constitution, but that is not a license for him to disparage, abuse, and undermine his boss. Unlike Uhuru, Ruto has a viable option to remove DP Rigathi through the parliament process of impeachment. Unlike Uhuru, Ruto for the time being has the numbers in parliament. Of course, removing Gachagua brings to the fore many problems to Ruto, but just like Uhuru made mistakes in failing to confront Ruto head-on and deal with him decisively, Ruto must learn from history and not make the same mistake. A president should never allow his deputy to endlessly campaign against him, his government, and policies 24/7 in churches and rallies. A deputy president should never be allowed to abuse and undermine his boss 24/7. It just doesn't make sense. A deputy president who openly rebels against his boss, develops his constituency over time, will run a parallel government, and encourages and empowers opposition to the president and his government. President Ruto should not make the mistakes President Uhuru made in failing to confront Ruto when he has his deputy. He must cut Gachagua to size before he comes too big to handle, as Uhuru belatedly realized with this deputy William Ruto, to his eternal regret. Yes, that Senior Counsel's post. And those who have been following us here, this is a topic we've been deliberating on several occasions. And I'm one person who still maintains that this is the time for Rigathi Gachagua to be impeached. And should that impeachment motion be pushed against Rigathi, Rigathi Gachagua will go home very early in the morning. That's something I've always maintained here. So William Ruto has to impeach Rigathi now or never. Failure to which he'll not be able to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Senior Counsel is just voicing what we've been discussing in this forum. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand what's happening here. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. If Ruto can't impeach Rigathi now, he's just helping in building Rigathi politically. And Rigathi is becoming stronger on the ground because William Ruto is reluctant to send him home. Rigathi wants some Mount Kenya leaders supporting Ruto. They'll never be re-elected. That was Rigathi Gachagua. So Rigathi has the audacity to warn Mount Kenya leaders who are supporting Ruto that if they can't stop supporting Ruto by December of this year, then they'll find it very hard come the next election. And upon Rigathi making those remarks, some few leaders on the mountain crossed over to his team. One such member of parliament is Gatanga MP. So it's true, Rigathi is selling fear to Mount Kenya leaders supporting Ruto, and they are buying the fear being sold by Rigathi Gachagua. And William Ruto also moved with speed and grabbed the Mount Kenya East leaders from Rigathi Gachagua. That was another wonderful move by William Samoei Ruto. But the ultimate move that will kill Rigathi politically is an impeachment. If Rigathi is impeached now in 2024, by 2027, he will be totally irrelevant. And contrary to what Kenyans think that the mountain might rally behind Rigathi Gachagua, an impeached Rigathi Gachagua will not be attractive even to the ground, because now that ground will see he's very far from power. He's taking them to the opposition. So the ground might also decide to rebel against Rigathi Gachagua, because now he will not be closer to power. As a deputy president, Rigathi is the senior most politician from the mountain, and that is making some mountain leaders to rally around him. If he's not the deputy president, he will have to work extra hard to convince the mountain to rally behind him. And again, in the event Rigathi is impeached, these leaders currently surrounding him will abandon him, because now, where will he be taking them? We know our leaders are very greedy. A Rigathi without power will offer them nothing. So again, they'll just easily rebel against Rigathi Gachagua. And we'll see them starting to support William Ruto directly. And again, if you look at it from another angle, a rebelling Rigathi Gachagua means the mountain will be isolated. Are the mountain residents ready to be isolated? I don't think so. In the recent years, their leaders have been using emotions to convince them to hate some other leaders. Uhuru used that strategy on Raila Odinga. Ruto used that strategy against Raila Odinga. And it's clear if Rigathi rebels, he'll also be using the sympathy card to convince the mountain to rebel against William Samoei Ruto. So the big question is, all these emotional rebellions, how have they benefited the mountain residents? We were all made to believe that William Ruto was not going to work with Raila Odinga. He is now working with Raila Odinga. And even if Rigathi Gachagua was to become the president, chances are still very high. Nothing will stop him from working with Raila Odinga. So those are some of the questions mountain residents will ask themselves. What have we gained from all these emotional votings? They'll come to their senses, and they might not buy Rigathi Gachagua's political strategy of using emotions to whip them against William Ruto and his team. That's why I believe an impeached Rigathi Gachagua, chances are very high, even that ground, the mountain ground, might rebel against him. Or we might see a seriously divided mountain ground. And already we have seen Mount Kenya East have distanced themselves from Rigathi Gachagua. Nobody knows. Maybe even the mountain west, with an impeached Rigathi, might just rebel against him. So Ruto has to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, and he should not think that he can entertain Rigathi and Raila Odinga at the same time. That is auguring very negatively for him on the ground. Raila supporters are seeing he's not serious. Rigathi supporters are also seeing he's not serious. So all these blocks are rebelling against William Ruto, and that can also explain why he's becoming more and more unpopular. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.